The king is back. Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr's being invited back to the UEFA Champions League. Since he went to Al Nassr, they became a top 3 most popular team in the world, and it's now made UEFA reportedly consider inviting the club to the Champions League for next season. Now, this is insane, but it has a lot of hate on it because many fans are mad that, a team outside of Europe is going to get invited, which I can agree somewhat. Somewhat, not completely. I do agree just inviting Al Nassr specifically from like Saudi Arabia would be like, come on. I think they should make it more like, the top 2 teams or just the one team from Saudi Arabia would end up becoming, in the qualification process for UEFA Champions League in the 2024-2025 season, instead of just saying Al Nassr only. If Al Hilal does better than Al Nassr, then yeah, Al Nassr is going no matter what. I do think that is unnecessary and unfair, but if they do it the way I'm saying, where the top 2 teams qualify to the Champions League, I do believe that's actually going to be a good thing. And you might be saying a good thing, and it's not like it's the first time we've ever seen a team outside of a continent participate in a different one. If you take it as an example, the Copa Libertadores in South America, they used to invite teams from Mexico. You'd see 2-3 teams go from Mexico to play in the Libertadores. And that's a North American country, Mexico, participating in the South American, tournament that is, styled the same way of the Champions League. Now, you might be saying, well, that's completely different. No, it's not completely different, because what the Libertadores is to South America is what the Champions League is to Europe. And you're already going to be seeing, a couple of teams get invited. That's not a problem, in my opinion, because I do believe, the top 2 teams in Saudi Arabia are better than the 2 worst teams that have qualified for the Champions League. You know what I'm saying? You're going to tell me that, Antwerp, that team grouped up with Barcelona, is better than Al Nassr? No. Nope. I'll tell you that. So, I do believe it's going to make the league a little bit more competitive, considering that, Saudi Arabia is getting a lot more players, a lot more competitive. They're willing to spend all this money. Every time you're seeing, the likes of Bruno Fernandes now, Casemiro, Rafael Varane, all being linked to Saudi Arabian clubs. So it just, in my opinion, it just shows that league is going to get better. And I think it would be a positive thing getting 1 or 2 teams from Saudi Arabia into the Champions League, because it makes the competition a lot better than it is now. Not saying that competition's bad. And obviously it's going to go through a big change in 2024-2025, which could really, shake things up. And there's going to be more teams involved, It's going to be, I believe, from 32 to 36 teams. So you can, instead of getting more European teams that are like in the bottom, getting a Belgium team or, a team from Russia or Ukraine, you get some from Saudi Arabia instead, and it makes it a little bit more competitive. So it's a good thing. Mostly you're going to see the people that are complaining about it are usually the guys that love Messi and don't want to see Ronaldo in the Champions League anymore. Those are the people that are going to complain. 100%. Now, they're not going to be complaining, though, when we see Inter Miami get invited by the Libertadores, the CONMEBOL, to go send Inter Miami there so Messi has a chance to win it. No person that is complaining for, that is complaining that a Saudi Arabian team is going to get invited to the Champions League. The same people that are complaining about this are not going to complain about that. They're going to be like, oh, yes, Messi's going to have an opportunity to win the Libertadores. Come on, lads. And, if you really think about it, in my opinion, it's a good thing seeing crossovers, because then, you get to see a team like, I'll say, Al Nassr play against Real Madrid. That'd be interesting. Al Nassr play against a team like Arsenal. That's interesting. Al Hilal play against Real Sociedad. That's interesting in my opinion. I like to see how those teams match up. Now, if you look at, Libertadores, you had three times a team from Mexico make the finals in the Libertadores, another continent. So it's very possible that a team from Saudi Arabia could go far. Obviously they never won it, but we've seen the likes of, Cruz Azul, Chivas, Tigres all make the Libertadores final. So obviously, though not always the Mexico teams get grouped. Obviously, in 2015 we had Tigres and Atlas make it. And Atlas got grouped last in their group, but Tigres makes it to the final. So it shows obviously there's a good chance that there's going to be competitiveness coming out of these clubs. It really just depends on the squad and how much they value that tournament. And obviously with Ronaldo, he's obviously going to value the Champions League a lot more than anything. So is Laporte. So is all the other players that they've signed. They're all going to want to play the Champions League a lot more than their league matches or even the Saudi Arabian Cups that they play. So I could really see this being as a positive thing, all things considered. Just bring one or two. Obviously, don't take over the tournament, but I believe inviting one or two teams doesn't hurt, especially if you're expanding it and changing the format. It's honestly all game at this point. This is the last season we can enjoy having a pure European and 32 teams with 8 groups of 4, which I think it would be a lot better if we kept that 32 teams. Excuse me. Those 32 teams with 8 groups, 4 teams. But format changes. Why not change the teams that qualify? But anyways, leave a comment down below what you think is best. Do you think they should keep it purely European, or do you think they should add a couple European teams, considering that they're going to expand the amount of teams that qualify next year? But anyways, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and thank you guys for watching.